So remember how in my last video I spoke about wanting to get a chance to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 a little bit more. Of course, as we get closer to PSX, I wanted a chance to talk about it again. Like, I just feel like I'm ready to just talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 again so much, man. I've missed talking about it, and Junichi Masuda actually has given me a chance to talk about it again today. So hey, I can't argue. I can't argue with that, man. I love talking about these games, man. DualShockers actually got into an interview with Junichi Masuda, and he revealed some of the biggest information as far as what we've been wanting to know since July when we got the announcement that Kingdom Hearts 3 will be releasing in 2018. Now, what I want to say right at the beginning of this is that what I'm about to read you does not mean that the game Kingdom Hearts 3 will not be coming out in quarter 1 of 2018. What he's saying here is that he's given us pretty much a time marker of when they want to announce release date information for all of their major titles. Now, I can't think of any other major title. I mean, I'm not a Final Fantasy fan. Final Fantasy is their flagship series, but I'm not a Final Fantasy fan, so I can't think of any other major titles that they would have right now besides Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's the only other one that I can think of, and they also had that new Marvel IP, but I still think that's a little too soon. I think they literally started working on that last year. So if they just started working on that last year, there's no way they're finna release some release date information unless the game actually was going to be some small ass little game, probably like a little indie kind of style game to where it's just something that you can adventure with the Marvel characters or something like that. And they'll add more characters later, but it's gonna come with like these preset characters and stuff. Maybe it's something like that, and maybe that's how it's gonna get announced. But I don't believe that Disney would put in that much money, and that's the thing too. Square Enix is already partners with Disney. Of course, Square Enix makes some of the best RPGs, or at least they used to, and that was how they got, of course, the opportunity to create Kingdom Hearts. But let's go ahead and get into what was officially said by Junichi Masuda, and let me stop wasting y'all time, man. It's time to get into it. Development efforts for major titles are underway at both our overseas and domestic studios. When he says domestic studios, he means studios in Japan, by the way. We will be making announcements about the release dates of those titles between the end of fiscal year 2018, third quarter, and E3. So right there, we have confirmation that some games from Square Enix, some amount of games from Square Enix will be making their way to E3. Now, I said before plenty times, since he says also that the game's release dates will be announced between the fiscal year quarter 3, that I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3, if it will not release in quarter 1 of 2018, is going to release in quarter 3 of 2018. And the reason why I say that is because usually when we get the release dates for Kingdom Hearts games, they never truly sit too far away from the time that they were announced. So let's say, for instance, I think 2.8 was the only time that it actually was genuinely far away. I believe that's because they announced it back in 2015 when the game will be releasing, like the actual date, and I believe they said it was December 2016, back in 2015. I believe that's what it said. That's what the last trailer we got in 2015 said. It was going to release in December 2018, and then the first trailer in 2016. December 2016, and the first trailer in 2016 said that the game was going to be releasing some date in December 2016. I believe the date was the 21st originally, and then it got pushed back to January 21st, so it got pushed back by a month. At least here in America, because it got pushed back to January 12th in Japan and other countries, I believe. So there you go. That's what he had to say as far as, of course, the major titles. But once again, he doesn't specify any kind of games, so the potential possibility of Kingdom Hearts 3 releasing in March 2018 is still very possible. In fact, although it may not be likely, if Kingdom Hearts 3 makes an appearance at, of course, Wait. Okay, so yeah, D23 is going to happen in January. So there's another sign right there that, of course, the game's release date will be announced before this time. Because he's saying that fiscal year 2018 third quarter. So for him to say that would mean that if D23 is going to happen in January, I'm pretty sure Disney is going to want the release date of the game to be announced at D23. And the reason why I say that is because, of course, if it's going to be coming out next year anyways, why not just go ahead and announce it there? You see what I'm saying? So I feel like it will still have the potential possibility to come out in March. And the reason why I say that is because we know that the calendar in the trailer matched with March 2018, but we know that, of course, the first time we're going to see Kingdom Hearts 3 in 2018 is going to be all the way in January. So for them to go ahead and announce it, and I feel like it's just the best thing for them to do, kind of like the same situation that we had with Fallout 4 in 2015, is for them to not only announce the release date, but make sure that the release date is relatively close to when they make the announcement. The reason why is because Kingdom Hearts 3 has had a significant drop in popularity since the announcement back in 2013. Now, if they take the release date and accompany that with the actual release day, to where, of course, January 21st, if I'm not mistaken, if that's the day that we're going to be seeing it at D23, of course, if they take it and do that and then actually match Kingdom Hearts 3's release date with the original Kingdom Hearts release, is it Kingdom Hearts 3? Is it Kingdom Hearts 1 or is it Kingdom Hearts 2? The one that released in March in Japan, back all those years ago, then of course we'll have the release date announced and we'll have a relatively close date to that release date, and that will spark a lot of controversy and that will make the game sell a lot more. Also, he does talk about what numbers they're trying to make, and he says 40 billion, of course, in the year of 20, well, the Max Pipeline major titles that they have. What he wants to do, what they're trying to do is get 40 billion yen. So I'm guessing that's somewhere around 40 million US dollars to 400 million US dollars. That's just a rough estimate off the top of my head. I can't remember how yen translates to dollars. I used to know it, but I don't know it now, so I can't really say right now. But of course, I'll have the number for you guys in the actual video. So he says that they're trying to get 40 billion yen, and with that, I believe that the best way that they can market Kingdom Hearts 3 after the whole debacle and all the time that we've waited is to announce the game's release date and have the game released no later than 3 months. So even if it doesn't fall in March, it'll fall in April. Have the game released no later than 3 months later. Because if they do make us wait all the way to December just to get the holiday sales, I feel like that will hurt the game significantly. And the reason why I say that is because a lot more games are going to be coming out around that time. And with Kingdom Hearts, it's not so small of a series that of course they can't not do it. But the thing about Kingdom Hearts, even though it's Kingdom Hearts 3, man, the thing about Kingdom Hearts is that Kingdom Hearts isn't going to stack up to next, as far as sales go, it isn't going to stack up to next year's Call of Duty. It isn't going to stack up to next year's Battlefield if we see one. I mean, we aren't going to see one because Battlefront just released, but it isn't going to stick up to next year's Battlefield. Let's say one of the little spin-off games like Hardline comes out. I don't know why they would do it after just releasing Battlefront 2, but let's say it does wind up happening. Of course, it isn't going to compare to Red Dead Redemption. Hell, that game will fucking slaughter Kingdom Hearts 3 in sales if they try to do a December release date. And that's my problem when people say that the game will release in December.